Welcome to a beautiful evening here in Monaco. It is leg 9 of the Longines Global Champions Tour and Global Champions League. This wonderful venue that's been a continued part since the very start of the creation of the Longines Global Champions Tour back in 2006. And once again, the sun is out. It may be fading into the last hint of the day. Nighttime is about to come, and that's when the real action starts around here. We've got the Global Champions League coming up, and we're going to see the world's best battling it out in that league competition once again. Always so special to come here to Monte Carlo, to Monaco, and see not only this very special show put into a truly, well, exciting venue indeed. Truly one of the great shows of the season, but also all that goes into this show. It is so very, very special indeed. All the views, all of news, all of that coming up over the next few minutes and over the next few hours as well. But in the meantime, we're going to take you a little backstage as well. And Jenny's headed port side, which I think is over to the left if I'm on a boat. Anyway, we're over to Jenny.
Thank you, Stephen. Yes, well, again, the Longines Global Champions Tour has brought us to another spectacular location. And as you can see, the water behind me, how magical, just to step off your boat and the fans can come up and watch some of the best riders in the world competing at what is one of the most spectacular destinations. And then, as you can see behind me, we've also got the warm-up. You can actually see how close they are to the water, these horses. It's truly amazing. And as you've just said, we've got the Global Champions League to look forward to this evening as the sun goes down. Some of the best riders in the world warming up here. It's going to be so exciting. It's jam-packed, full of the best sporting action, and it is not to be missed. Stephen, it's back to you in the studio.
Absolutely, don't miss a minute of it, and we can see there, as I say, the sun will be setting. It brings out the stars here in Monaco, and there'll be plenty of familiar faces to see, always joined by plenty of the stars from the world of sport and much more besides as well. As we know, this the famous venue over the years for the Formula One Grand Prix, but the tennis, all those sporting events, all those famous events that have taken place here, and this very much part of the seasonal calendar here in Monaco. But our season progresses for the Global Champions League, and it goes apace right now. As just a few weeks ago, we were in Cascais as we take a look at who was the leading rider there. Dara Kenny was the man who really put things to the top there. Balou de Reventon, 2 clears, team that finished in first place, the Paris Panthers, looking to build on that again here in Monaco. We'll see them in action a little later as part of our 19 teams into the lineup here as well. So all of that coming up, and as you can see behind me, that beautiful view across Port Hercule and just out to sea. It's very, very special indeed. But a team that have very much got their view on the horizon but feet on the floor at the moment are the team that are leading the way in the championship, the London Knights, and they're bringing out Ben Mayer and Martin Fuchs this time, 2 major players for the leading team, just keeping a fraction ahead of Valkenswaard United by just the 7 points at the moment. And we caught up with Martin to see what he had to say about the battle here in Monte Carlo.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. And I'm joined by Martin Fuchs, who, of course, is riding for the London Knights in the GCL, and they are in prime position at top of the leaderboard. What a great place to be, Martin.
Yeah, true. We are in the lead with a very strong team, and I hope we can keep our lead here in Monaco.
And they've had an amazing season so far. Only once have you been out of the top 5. That's when you came 9th. So you've been in the top 5 for all the other competitions. That's incredibly impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive. We've had already 2 wins and many good placings. And I was never on the winning team yet, so I hope this week we can do it.
Well, this week you've got your horse Chaplin here, who of course you won the GCT Grand Prix in Mexico in 2017. This is a bit of a different venue to that, Marcus.
It's definitely a different venue. It's way smaller than in Mexico. It's on sand and not on grass. But Chaplin has had already some good indoor shows as well, so I guess he can also perform here at his very best.
And so going into this afternoon, you've only got 2 riders here. So does that make it easier? Because when you have 3 riders, you have to choose. Is that an advantage? Because then you just have to go with what you've got.
I guess at the end it's always the same. You choose, or we mostly choose before the show who will be on the team. And today it's Ben and me. So I hope we both do the clear round that's necessary.
And Ben Mayer, who, as you said, is on the team with you, it's great, isn't it? Being in the London Knights, being in the GCL, and actually being able to ride alongside. Normally you're competing against him, and actually having him on a team like this.
Yeah, that's true, but I've been very good friends with Ben already for a long time, so that's nice that we get to jump on the team together. And same with Olivier and Nicolas Philipparts, who I've been jumping juniors and young riders always together, so or against each other. Now we are one team. That's great.
And is there a good camaraderie between you guys then? So you have a lot of laughs?
Yes, we for sure do. But when the class starts, we are getting serious and we help each other out, and it's a nice teamwork we have.
Yeah, you have to focus then. You are top of the leaderboard. You've got quite a good lead over Volkswagen United. So it's looking good to get into the Prague playoffs.
Yeah, of course. Our goal is to be in Prague and also to perform in Prague at our very best and be definitely in the top few.
But it'd be nice to win the whole thing.
Of course, that's our goal, to win the whole thing, and the first playoffs this year, and it would be nice if the London Knights could win it.
Well, the way you are going, it is looking very likely. Good luck later on this evening. The sun is going to go down and you will get to ride. Thank you so much for talking to us, and it's back over to Stephen.
Thank you very much, Jenny. Yes, we are getting set for a big night ahead on day one here in Monaco. And let's just reflect. We talked about big grass arena. Hamburg was one of those, but Cascais in Portugal was another. Just 2 weeks ago, the last stage of the Global Champions League. And who were our big performers there just a couple of weeks ago? We'll have a look at who was coming out on top for our top teams. It was the Paris Panthers that were the winning team there. And we'll have a look at a few of those stats from how they performed. But again, how much a reflection will that have on this arena? It's very, very different indeed, so we will see. But there we see 15% of the field jumping double clear. It was a big number of double clears in Cascais than most we've seen so far, but it also showed mid-season top-end performance from that group of riders. And as you can see right the way through, they are some of the very best. Marcus Hennig, Christian Ellman, Daniel Deusser, all there playing their part. And again, doing exactly what's needed for the teams, get those clears in the bag. And one of those riders we mentioned in there is the great Marcus Hennig. Always stylish, always able to perform. He's brilliant against the clock. He always looks under control. And he's with a fantastic horse that we caught up with a little earlier on in the season in Funky Fred. A horse that, in fact, he bred. And, well, you put those two elements together and you can come up with a certain amount of greatness. Have a little look at this. It is Marcus Hennig and Funky Fred.